How you doing, my friends? Here we are in the tobacco room. It's tight in here. I've got my friend pulling tobaccos out. We've got the new Miami 811 Churchill size coming out, but there's one more cigar we're looking to make, and that is our classic Padilla 1932. If you haven't smoked that cigar, it's pretty legendary. It was originally made across the street with Pepin Garcia when we started. It was made with the same tobaccos that you see here, which at the time is from a gentleman called Eduardo Fernandez, also known as Aganorsa leaf. And that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be going back to the blend book and putting that together. We haven't made that blend in a long time like this. So if you've smoked the Padilla Miami, you know what I'm talking about. It's not a cheap cigar. I get it. It was never a cheap cigar. And you can pre-order it now. Those will be rolled and ready in about 45 days. We'll be sending it out. Go to the website, subscribe to PadillaCigars.com. But for today, right now, we're going to get to work on this 1932. And we're going to select a few special retailers. Poppy Cigar Club, I got my pre-order. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. That's a very, very boutique cigar. We're talking 1,000 cigars, man. It's like, and no marketing bullshit. Stuff we get from Aganorsa is specially selected, and there's only so much of it. So they've got big production they do for themselves and for some other people, and what we do in here is very, very unique because we really sort through all these bales to pick just the right leaves that going to go into this blend. So you definitely want to stay tuned for that. So there's the bales here of tobacco and how that works. So I'm gonna show you in a bit as we start rolling it up. You know, we know what each component, what their flavor profile is kind of gonna be. And here he's gonna roughly put together. We're gonna see how we do this right now. We're going to replicate the 1932 without the mold. We're just gonna get an idea on the flavor components before we really take it to the main rollers and roll a few in the molds perfectly. So here we go. This is the Padilla 1932 and reblended. Yep, very rustic. And this is just going to give us an idea on the flavors we're working with. We're going to light it up and we're going to get a good idea of what we're working with, see how it is. Once we like what we have here, it's not over. Now we have to take it, put it in the molds, properly roll the cigars, and then we got to wait 30 days to see if what we have is exactly what we want. Cigars are going to change with the aging process of 30 days. So there you go. And look at him. My man over here, Luis, is the master. Look at this. All right. Déjame enseñárselo a Luis. Look at here. Look at this. Look what he's able to do. And then we're going to trim it up a little bit. And we are going to smoke it. And we're going to see. Now, the 1932 is a challenging blend because it's more full body than the Miami. And on top of that, has this unique creaminess. Check out the half wheel review of it back in like 07. You'll see what they described there. It's a very unique blend. It was pretty challenging to have this done with Pepin at the time. So here we go again. So we are going to try this out and put this down. No, hasta uno. O va a fumar de lo mismo. Bueno, está bien, vamos a hacerlo. Tienes un that's right. We might, if you subscribe. Of course, look what I got. My fancy ST DuPont Vic.
Ya.
Pero esto no tiene capa. So, right now, This doesn't have a wrapper. This is just 2 binders and the fillers. We're getting an idea. Now we're gonna do one of these. See if you can see it. See how rustic it is? So we're tasting the internal components, and then when we put the wrapper on, we're really gonna see the flavor come alive. But internally, we want to make sure all the components are working properly. And as you can see, 2 binders right out there on the table, rolling on the table. Get your Padilla Miami. You're gonna love it. But keep an eye out for the 1932. That one is a very special cigar, and it's hitting already. You can taste. So you're getting definitely getting chocolate. You're getting this like nutmeg, this creaminess, a little bit of leather, dark espresso coffee. God, that term Cubanese has been thrown around a lot, but since this has quite a bit of jalapa in it, Jalapa Valley of Nicaragua, it's the most similar to Pinal del Rio in Cuba. So you're really tasting a good amount of this creamy sweetness in the blend. Unfortunately, our friend Mike, who came to visit last time, is not here to do what we were supposed to do last time. Mike, their Leisure Leaf. I wanted to show him a little bit of how you blend a cigar, how you make a cigar here. But maybe next time for another blend. But here you're getting to see literally how we do it. Now, this is the very first stages of it. Now, we're going to go and we're going to make a few little adjustments on the blend, see how it is. We try to do about 5 different versions, about 10 cigars of those different versions, and let them sit for 30 days, go back, smoke them, and see where we're at. If you're patient with us, he's getting the wrapper now, and we're gonna see how this tastes once you put the wrapper on it. Looks rustic, yep. No molds. We are just doing this to get an idea of how these components are going to work together, and then it'll be refined as we take it to the rollers and put it in the mold. And then we're going to put he's going to put the wrapper on. So now, unlike this one that doesn't have the wrapper, we're going to compare, and we're going to see how it's working with this wrapper. ¿Tienes un Oscuro Ecuador? No, Ecuador.
Capote.
Capa. ¿Tienes uno? ¿Ese le puede poner capa? Alright, so he's going to get the wrapper. I'd show you this, but look, Aganorsa. Great tobacco grower that we used originally with Pepin. They've come up with their own line. We've used them for a very long time in all our high-end stuff. And then we're going to get Oliva Family high priming Corojo wrapper from Ecuador. This stuff is amazing. It's been challenging to get this dark Habano that we're looking for, so Corojo. Here we are. So now we're gonna bring it into a roller. She's gonna quickly put it on here. Look how dark it is. Look how she stretches it out. How this leather from the other way. Seeing that? All right. So she's really stretching it out, getting all the veins smushed down. Look how fast. Master. Watch this. Quickly making sure it comes down. Remember, this is with no molds.
Sin pañuelo, ¿no?
Que le haga gorro y todo.
No, esta es para fumar, pero porque no se...
Pero hágale pañuelo para que no le dé todo.
She was asking if I wanted to finish the head. I said no, it's just a rough for us so it doesn't fall apart on the head, but just quickly. If you can see there. Look at that.
Cortarle. No.
Está bien, está bien. All right. Muchas gracias. So here we are. This is this one I'm smoking. Let's put it on the light so you can see. Oh, all right. You can see kind of the difference there. And we're going to light up the one with the wrapper. We're going to go back. And we're going to give this one a try. There we go. So we've tasted the components by themselves. So you get it fumarete. All right, give me 1 second. We're doing this. Yeah, this is how it's done. Cut the tip off a little bit. Remember, this is not our ST DuPont Vic. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Very rustic. Sometimes it takes a little bit to hit it right, but just off the bat, what I'm smoking, you'd be very happy to smoke this. It's amazing how much flavor the wrapper adds. Let me get over here. When this is done in a proper mold and it's allowed to dry, all the components inside, the flavor is really going to come alive. So just by tasting it at this point, you have something here. Now we already had the blend from before, a blend book you keep. So we tweaked this a little bit. It's a little bit of a variation on our Miami, but this is going to be fuller. This is going to have a creaminess to it that's unique. It's a little bit more challenging to blend that. You can overpower a cigar. With Ligero, people just go down there and it takes a while to kind of learn how these things work together, but the first thing when you go down these factory tours, Nicaragua or whatever, they're like, oh, Ligero is the strongest one, so people pack it in there. What they don't realize is they'll overpower the blend. So that's really where blending comes in, is knowing things are going to elevate the flavor, some of the strength, but what you're looking for is to elevate flavor. What you're looking for is flavor, balance, and for me, a sweet, creamy finish that you're just blow through your nose. It has slight spice, but it's definitely a cigar smoker's cigar. ¿Cómo está ese? Got my man over here, we're trying it out. ¿Cómo lo ves en Fortaleza? He says, está rico. It's tasty.
Fuertecito.
Says, it's strong, fuertecito. ¿Puedes tirarle un poquito más de fortaleza, tú crees, o le va a dar ese desequilibrio?
Tiene que le eche más. Ni uno. Uno de esos como ligero. ¿No?
¿Qué tiene ahí?
Mitad del piso y uno de ligero.
¿Y si le tiramos uno entero y uno entero? We're literally discussing the blend as we go here, so you see.
¿Y ese cómo está?
You ask me how to turn it on. está bueno. Whatever.
La capa le, a este le hace falta la capa.
Sí, he's saying it definitely needs the. Hold on. Sharing cigars here. There we go. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna lift it up a little bit to try a different version, see how it is. And what we're doing, ese te gusta. That one he liked. That one with the wrapper on. Now he's.
O sea, es el mismo.
Sí.
Eso es lo que tiene la capa.
Yeah, the wrapper rounds off like everything. It's like the seasoning. It's like the final touch. But we're gonna go and we're gonna add a whole leaf of Viso, which is right below Ligero in strength.
Pero a usted le gustan trabajos fuertes.
He said, "For you like the strong cigars." I don't believe in just strong for strong's sake. I believe in full flavor. The cigar is going to, as you age it, and one of the things I wanted to do was with this Miami project, and I'm thinking about doing it, is offering for sale 5 cigars. The minute they're done rolling, like the next day, pack them up, and I'm going to mark each cigar 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And each week, you're going to smoke one, and you're going to see how it transitions. Let me know if you think that's, if you want to try it that way. You're going to see, at first, you're like, what's going on? Second, you're like, oh. By the third and the fourth one, you're going to see like, wow. So it's going to be pretty unique. You can only do this because we're in the USA. I mean, if in the factory in Nicaragua, it would take too long to ship it over here. It would already be aging. But you can either do that or you can just let them age themselves and see how it is. But that's one concept I've thought about doing here. I don't think anyone's done it. So I'll be offering 5 Padilla Miamis. The Miami is an expensive cigar. The components in there are pretty expensive. So we're talking probably around $90 for 5 cigars. But, it's something that you're not going to get a chance to try a cigar that's just been rolled. Maybe by the time you get it, it might have 4 days. And then smoke it immediately. Then the next one, wait a week, smoke that one. The next one, the following week, end of that week. And then you're going to see how those cigars, keep them in your humidor properly, and you're going to see how those cigars are going to transition in flavor. You're going to see kind of the blending process and what we do. So, that's something I thought about. The first one, you're going to be like, what's going on? But that's if you're really into cigar smoking. If you're getting really nerdy into this thing and you want to see what it is and how we do it and be kind of amazed about how the process is, that it could literally just by a cigar that goes from 1 week to 4 weeks, see how much it's changed, and then take the number 5 cigar and wait, maybe a month and see how much that cigar's transition. You're going to be like, wow, is that even the same cigar? So I don't think it's been done. I've thought about it. I mean, doing it, I don't know. Let me know if you're interested. It'd probably be, close to $90-something. Yeah, not cheap. But, and no box to keep the prices down. Somebody wrote, so an info slip with each cigar would set it off even more. Yeah, we'll put a little information on each one, tell you a little bit about the blend that's inside. And it's important, though, that if we do this project, that they're going to be marked, that you really take the time to get the full experience by smoking them at the right time. So if you get it on a Monday, don't be smoking number 2 on a Friday. Really give it some time. Get a full 7 days. Will you have enough after the 5th cigar to get more? Yeah, right now we're pre-selling the small batch of Padilla Miami. Basically, you go to our website and I've thought about doing something we normally don't do, which is once those are done, which is going to be in about 45 days, if you want, we'll ship them to you, okay? And then you can do it yourself. You can age it yourself, or I'll take you over to the aging room here, Cedar Line, humidity control, where we let them rest a minimum of 45 days before you even ship them. But, that's a different thing. I'll throw in one of my SD DuPont Bic lighters. So, that's the thing about making cigars. That still, after over 2 decades, half my life, whatever, doing this, is just how when you blend something and sometimes you think you got it just right, 30 days later, the blend will just knock you on your head and go, what happened? That's why when we blend a cigar, we're going to do slightly different variations, let them rest, minimum 45 days. Then we mark them, we know each one, what they have, and we can see, because you're not 100% when you do a blend. We know the Miami, how it's going to turn out, because we've made this blend forever. But when we're looking to do the 1932, we want to do that again to make sure. Someone says, still going to make a limited release with box called Padilla, the collection, the final product of all the top cigars. That's a good one. All right, this is such a great video. All right, well, I appreciate it. So he took the other one with just the binder. I've got the one with the wrapper. As you continue smoking it, you see the transition. By the way, I don't know what happened that Churchill's kind of went out of favor along with Torpedoes, you know, the 748, 7x50. But this is just a great size. Let me just grab some tobacco leaf for you real quick so you can understand. Look, here's a tobacco leaf. When you're making a Robusto, you're only using maybe this much of it, you know? So this is like smoked all the way through. You really get to use a lot of the components in a cigar. And by the way, the flavor in the tip is going to be a little different than down here. So, you know, the nutrients of the vein, you see it here, the main vein, that has an effect on the cigar, and the tip of the cigar can affect the flavor. So that's filler there. Let's see what else we got over here. You see how rough this Ligero is. There, and everything. It's got holes or whatever. Really thick, coarse Ligero. This is why it goes in the middle of a cigar. This is going to be the slowest burning tobaccos we have. So it's important that the filler, this is how we make a cigar, around it, the lighter stuff. I see some over here. The lighter stuff is going to combust at a much faster rate. So when you're smoking a cigar, you should have a point like this. That means the Ligero is perfectly placed in the cigar, properly rolled, and they're going to have a much better experience. It's not going to heat up. It's not going to create any acrid type taste. When you taste that in a cigar, when you're seeing a cigar that's tunneling in, that's terrible. You can't fix that. It's just messed up there in the blend. You should always have a peak when you're smoking a cigar. I don't want to ash this here because I'm going to mess it up. But you should always have a peak in the ash of your cigar. That means the components, again, have been properly placed inside the cigar. And so, you know, you've got your wrapper, you got your binder, okay? Then you have some Viso, which is right below Ligero in strength. And in the middle, you're going to have your Ligero that's giving that punch. So that's pretty much it. So, you know, let me know if you guys like the idea of those 5 Padilla Miamis with no age on them. We'll be sending them out to you, and they'll be marked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And every week you'll be able to sample them and see how they're progressing and how they age, and how much the aging in that stage of cigar making affects the flavor of cigar. And you really have a better understanding of the cigar making process. So, you know, I haven't decided if we can do it. If enough of you comment below, let me know, and maybe we do that, you know. So, and thank you to everyone who's pre-ordered the Padilla Miami in 11. If you've had that cigar, you know it's a special cigar. It's all Nicaraguan in the inside, specially selected. These bales that you're seeing here. So it's very limited stuff. We're waiting for the Dark Habano to get in from the Oliva family out of Tampa. So that's some of the best wrapper right now. That Dark Rojo Habano, which is being used here. Can't see it. The lighting here is not the best, and you see how bumpy it is. I mean, this was, as you can see from before, this was rolled right off this corner of a table by Lewis real quick. So That's it. So comment below. Let me know what you think. And messing around here with the Padilla 1932 Oscuro, which we made in 2007. It was a very limited release. You know, look around, look at the reviews for that cigar, and you'll see it's just a phenomenal cigar. One of the best cigars, non-Cuban cigars, ever produced. It's the farms, the lots within that farm, then selecting within those bales certain tobaccos that go into that, and makes a huge difference. It's an added pain in the ass thing. Doesn't make financial sense for big companies to do it. We can only produce so many of them. That's one of the reasons. So, you know, this is what I love the most about, you know, what I do, and especially making these cigars. This is not like compared to the other ones we do in volume. It's not the same. So, was the 1933 only available in Oscuro? No, we made a regular 1932. Then we made a special one that came in a humidor. And at that time, it was a $30 cigar, which is very expensive for $2,007. And some retailers that kept some, I think Casa Monte Cristo in Chicago was selling some for $60 each now. I know, it sounds a little crazy, but it's supply, demand, scarcity, and those cigar geeks that know about it go crazy about it, and there's good reason for it. So when you get a chance, definitely order the Padilla Miami 11. We only do it in very small batches. We're supposed to do it earlier this year. The tobacco was not in, it wasn't ready, so we had to wait. Now we're there. We pretty much got all the components, so we're gearing up for that. Only Padilla I've never had, unfortunately. Yeah, well, if you get a chance, it's very hard to find. Definitely seek it out. It might be a little pricey, but if you're really into cigars and you really want to try something special, definitely that's a cigar. And I think when you try this new 1932, you're going to love it. We're working with one retailer that wants to take them all. Ironically, in the this camera's going a little crazy. Thanks for ordering the Padilla Miamis. We'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks again.